Chapter 20, Ophthalmic Surgeon in Hong Kong, 1891 to 1892. Farewell to Europe. On October 3, 1891, after the publication of El Filibusterismo, umalis si Rizal sa Gent papunta ng Paris and nag-stay siya doon few days para formal na makapagpaalam sa the Lunas, the Pardo de Taveras, the Ventura, and the others. After that, he boarded in the steamer Melbourne bound for Hong Kong. He brought with him a letter of recommendation by Juan Luna for Manuel Kumpas, a compatriot living in Singapore, and 600 copies of El Filibusterismo. This is the Melbourne steamer na sinakyan ni Rizal papunta ng Hong Kong. Arrived in Hong Kong. Rizal arrived in Hong Kong on November 20, 1891. He was welcomed by Jose M. Maria Basa, his residence at number 5 the Aguilar Street, number 2 Red Naxola Terrace, and also this is the place where he opened his medical clinic. On December 1, 1891, he wrote to his parents asking their permission to return home. On the same date, Manuel Hidalgo sent a letter telling the sad news in Calamba. This is the place where Jose Ambasa located, and this is Jose Maria Basa. Family reunion in Hong Kong. He was gladdened by the arrival of his father, brother, and Silvestre Ubaldo, his brother-in-law, and not long afterwards, his mother and sister, Lucia, Josefa, and Trinidad also arrived. And this is the happiest Christmas celebration ni Rizal dito sa Hong Kong. He wrote a letter to Blumentritt saying, "Here we are all living together, my parents, sisters, and brother in peace and far from persecution they suffered in the Philippines. They are very much pleased with the English government." Ophthalmic surgeon in Hong Kong. Dito, to earn money, dito naman nagtrabaho si Rizal para sa sarili niya at para sa pamilya niya para makumita ng pera. Dr. Lorenzo P. Marquez, a Portuguese physician who became his friend and admirer, helped him to build up a wide clientele. He successfully operated on his mother's left eye so that she was able to read and write again. This is one of the goal of Rizal, yung maoperahan yung mata ng kanyang mother. Some friends of Rizal who were in Europe gave him moral and substantial aid in his medical practice in Hong Kong. He possessed the qualities of a great ophthalmic surgeon. Borneo Colonization Project. In the face of the bleak outlook of the Calamba Fox under Governor Valeriano Weyler terroristic regime, Rizal conceived the establishment of Filipino colony in North Borneo. On March 7, 1892, he went to Sandakan on board the ship to negotiate with the British authorities for the establishment of a Filipino colony. Then Lopez Hainer wrote to Rizal regarding the Borneo colonization project, but Hidalgo, brother-in-law of Rizal, objected to the colonization project. This is si Weyler, ito naman yung mother ni Rizal. Ito yung sinakyan ni Rizal, yung Menon ship. Writings in Hong Kong. Notwithstanding the pressure of his medical practice in his Borneo colonization project, Rizal continued his writings. Ito yung mga sinulat ni Rizal. Ang mga karapatan ng tao, Tagalog translation of the Rights of Man proclaimed by the French Revolution in year 1789. A la Nación Española to the Spanish nation, which is an appeal to the Spain to right the wrongs done to the Calamba tenants. Sa mga kababayan, to my countrymen. Explaining the Calamba agrarian situation. Rizal also contributed articles to the British daily newspaper. These are the contributions of Rizal sa daily newspaper. The Hong Kong Telegraph, whose editor, Mr. Prasher Smith, the vigilant Spanish censor, soon discovered the spread of Rizal's ideas and immediately banned the Hong Kong newspaper. On March 2, 1892, Rizal wrote Una Vista a la Victoria Gaol, a visit to Victoria Gaol, an account of his visit to the colonial prison of Hong Kong. He contrasted the cruel Spanish prison system with modern and more humane British prison system. Rizal also wrote an articles in French entitled Colonization du British North par the Families de les Philippines, or Colonization of British North Borneo by Families from the Philippines Island. He elaborated on the same idea in another article in Spanish. Parang ginawa dito ni Rizal, pinalawak pa niya yung idea niya sa una niya sinulat. At ito naman yon. Proyecto de Colonización del British North Borneo for Los Filipinos, or Project of the Colonization of British North Borneo by the Filipinos. Then, La Mano Roja, or the Red Hand, printed in sheet form in Hong Kong, it denounces the frequent outbreak of international fires in Manila. This is one of the most important writing made by Rizal during his Hong Kong sojourn. Ibig sabihin, ito yung isa sa pinaka-importante na sinulat ni Rizal nung nasa Hong Kong siya, yung The Constitution of the La Liga Filipina to deceive the Spanish authority. Decision to return to Manila. Ito naman, nag-decide na si Rizal na umuwi na Manila. On May 1892, Rizal made up his mind to return to Manila. This decision was inspired by the following: the confer with the Governor Despudel regarding his Borneo colonization project. Sunod naman, ito yung mga nakapagkumbinsi siya na para umuwi ay yung to establish the Liga Pilipina in Manila. And also to prove that Eduardo de Lete was wrong in attacking him in Madrid. Plus Hong Kong letters. Ito naman yung huling sulat niya nung nasa Hong Kong na. Relatives and friends of Rizal opposed his decisions to return home because it was like birding the lions in their den. His sister Trinidad tearfully warned him to desist, for her they will kill you. Not even the fear of death could result from his decision. He celebrated his 31st birthday in Hong Kong, and the following day he wrote 2 letters having a premonition of his death. He sealed inscribed on which envelope to be opened after my death, and gave them to his friend Dr. Marquez for safekeeping. Yon, after ni Rizal mag-celebrate ng 31st birthday niya sa Hong Kong, sumulat si Rizal ng 2 letter dahil nga binalaan siya noon ni Trinidad na yung parang mamamatay siya. And ma-open lang yung letter na yon kapag namatay na siya. And ibibigay doon sa friend niya na si Dr. Marcos for safekeeping. Not even the fear of death could result from his decision. He celebrated his 31st birthday. Yun na nga yun. The first letter addressed to my parents, brethren, and my friends. The second letter addressed to the Filipinos. Ito yung mga 2 letter na sinulat nga niya nung may premonition na mamamatay siya. Yung para sa pamilya niya, kay brethren at sa friends niya, and also para sa mga Pilipino. Rizal penned another letter in Hong Kong for Governor Despujol. Incidentally, his third letter to that discourteous Spanish chief executive. In this letter, he informed the Governor General of his coming to Manila and placed himself under the protection of the Spanish government. Dahil nga may banta si Rizal na pag umuwi siya ng Manila, papatayin siya, in-inform niya yung Governor General ng Manila na uuwi siya para maproteksyonan siya ng Spanish government. On the same date, Rizal and his sister Lucia, widow of Herbosa, left Hong Kong for Manila. They carried a special passport or safe conduct issued by the Spanish Consul General in Hong Kong. That's all. Thank you.